Good afternoon. On Wednesday, we heard from our governor, Bruce Rauner. He gave his State of the State address, which was preceded by our president delivering the State of the Union address. They discussed the serious issues plaguing our beautiful state and our great country. Today, I'd like to spend a few moments to discuss Illinois' policies regarding respect for all human life, from conception through natural death. I'm Emily Zender, the Executive Director of Illinois Right to Life. Our beautiful state is hurting. Our stagnant economic growth, high unemployment rate, and crippling debt has placed incredible pressure upon Illinoisans. In the United States, 85% of women today having abortions are unmarried, and the main reason they give for seeking abortion is financial concern. The economic struggles of Illinois only encourage abortion, sex trafficking, and euthanasia. Our state's struggles are the pro-life movement's struggles. We have become accustomed to strong abortion-centered political climates, corruption, and constant anti-life legislation. But despite these great obstacles, the Illinois pro-life movement is thriving. Our hoarse voices have been fully restored after the most successful March for Life Chicago in our state's history. I was proud to have Illinois Right to Life lead the march, along with 15 other incredible pro-life organizations. Busloads of people came from every corner in the land of Lincoln, from Peoria to Bloomington, from Lake County to Springfield. 5 buses of people alone came from Rockford, Illinois. We took one of the most pro-abortion cities in the Midwest, and we turned it into the home of the most successful March for Life Chicago. 4,000 people, a handful of community leaders, and 2 double-decker buses later. The March for Life Chicago was seen on nearly every major news network in the state, from the Chicago Tribune and the Chicago Sun-Times to ABC, NBC, and countless other local media outlets. Our loving hearts inspired a nation of people not only from our own state, but from across the country. When Illinoisans traveled to the March for Life National in D.C., they were approached by complete strangers, saying, "I saw what you did in Chicago. It gave me hope to try it in my own state, and places like Michigan and North Carolina." While you will find no unity in Illinois when it comes to being a Cub Sox or a White Sox fan, we have one of the most unified pro-life movements in the country. Unity was not only on display at the March for Life Chicago, but on last week's event where 43 pro-life organizations across the state came together to host Speak Out, a day-long conference on human dignity. It is this kind of unity and teamwork that helped close 2 abortion clinics in Illinois, bringing Illinois' total number of clinics down to just 23. This was in large part to the commitment of presence of ordinary people who gave just an hour or 2 a day in 40 Days for Life. Hundreds and hundreds of Illinoisans took to their knees to pray, to quietly and peacefully give witness to the importance of every human life. Aurora, Peoria, Springfield, Wooddale, Downers Grove, Glen Ellen, Chicago, and Champaign, they all hosted 40 Days for Life events in 2014. And in 2015, we've already added a new location in Chicago, thanks to a young, devout, pro-life leader named Daniel. The great things in the Illinois pro-life movement are often led by people like you. People like Chris and Marianne Yep, the mother and father of 7 children who live in Chicago's western suburbs. For 25 years, they used the talents bestowed upon them by God to run their company called Triune Health Group, until the abortion movement attempted to force them to abandon the very core of what they founded their company and their lives upon: that every human person has equal value and deserves respect. Chris and Marianne had to choose between partaking in the killing of innocent human lives, by paying for abortion-causing drugs for their employees, or to pay incredible fines that would cripple their company. It would destroy the company that provided for their family and for the families of their employees. Chris and Marianne, just two ordinary people, made an extraordinary sacrifice and sued the government to protect every human life. They were joined by 6 other companies in Illinois. Their courage and fortitude was rewarded before the United States Supreme Court as it struck down the HHS abortion mandate. While the mandate fell, so did the number of abortions in Illinois. In 2013, Illinois reached the lowest number of abortions in the year since the legalization of abortion in 1973. Abortions on minor girls fell 20% now that Illinois' parental notification law went into effect in 2013. These successes helped rise Illinois from the 36th most pro-life state in the country in 2013 to the 24th most pro-life state in 2015, a gain of 12 spots for Illinois. It's easy for our victory to seem stagnant compared to our neighboring states. They are some of the most pro-life states in the country, while Indiana, Ohio, Missouri, Michigan, and Wisconsin all enjoy parental consent laws, informed consent laws, and ultrasound laws. Illinois is left to fight for nearly 2 decades just to enforce a basic abortion parental notification law. But we must not let this distract us. Our neighbors are counting on us now more than ever. Because as pro-life laws become stronger in these states, an increased number of women travel to Illinois for abortion. Our responsibility to protect unborn Illinoisans has grown. We must now also protect the unborn Ohioans, the unborn Hoosiers, the unborn Missourians, and yes, those unborn cheeseheads whose mothers come to Illinois to circumvent their state's laws. The truth is, the abortion industry has lost the argument. Science, logic, polling, and faith all support the goal of an abortion-free society. However, the abortion industry in Illinois has been successful in building a fake image of concern for women's health, and this is the image that has sunk into the hearts of many Illinoisans. That is why Illinois Right to Life has launched a bold women's health campaign, a campaign that demonstrates how little the abortion industry cares for your health. Our campaign reveals abortion lobbies continue to block all attempts for abortion clinics to even have licenses, even if they perform surgical abortions. The few abortion clinics that are licensed are inspected an average of once every 9 years, while Illinois' tanning salons, Chicago restaurants, and nursing homes receive an average of 1 health inspection every year. Even when abortion clinics are inspected, it is uncovered that these clinics that are in your neighborhoods have left women exposed to the prospect of unsterile surgical equipment, dirty operating rooms, and rust-stained recovery beds. We all remember too well the abortion doctor Kermit Gosnell's vicious and despicable crimes against women and children. The exposure of his actions turned the Pennsylvania abortion industry upside down, toppling decades of work the abortion industry had constructed. We can do the same. We must do the same here in Illinois. And then there's the calls we take regarding end-of-life emergency situations, like the one just this past week. 1 minute a man is helping his mother recover from a stroke, and the next minute his mother's successful recovery is turned into a death wish by a fellow family member pushing for food and fluids to be removed, and have his mother die as a result of starvation long before her time. We see these situations time and time again. While assisted suicide is a felony in Illinois, the push for involuntary and voluntary euthanasia is strengthening. It is time to arm every pro-life Illinoisan with a secure patient self-protection document so that loved ones can enjoy the memories, laughter, and love surrounding a person's life instead of fending off a forced death of a loved one. It's stories like these that encourage us to recommit to the cause of life. Stories like Chanel, who was faced with an unplanned pregnancy as only a teenager. And despite desperately wanting to give her baby life through adoption, she felt alone. Chanel said something to me that has haunted my heart to this day. She said, "Emily, I just needed one person. Just one person to help me walk through the adoption process." But there was not one person. There were no pregnancy centers down that far south where I live. So instead, Chanel found herself in a Chicago Planned Parenthood, a decision she now regrets. We have so much to be proud of, but we have so much work that must be done, because one life lost due to abortion or euthanasia is one too many. That's Illinois Right to Life's mission. It is to be there, wherever those struggling in an unplanned pregnancy, with IVF, with unethical stem cell research, or preparing for the end of their life. We strive to be there. Our job is to show up and to equip others and empower others to show up too. To gently spread the message of life and love and hope in their Facebook news feeds, their favorite magazine, their YouTube channel, their classroom. As Congressman Roscom told us at the March for Life Chicago, sometimes all it takes is a simple post to Instagram where you give witness for life, and that gives someone else the strength to choose life. That is the power of the pro-life movement. Abortion was taboo and illegal in Illinois in 1973 when the right to life was ripped from the hands of the unborn by the Supreme Court justices. The culture of life was toppled, the door for embryonic stem cell research, euthanasia, and IVF were opened. But today we recommit to restoring that culture of life. Abraham Lincoln said, "The best way to predict the future is to create it." Today, the day is ours. The power to build a culture of life in Illinois that welcomes and loves every human being and affirms the authentic dignity of women does not rest in the hands of judges and politicians and community leaders. It rests in the hands of you and me, ordinary citizens with extraordinary opportunities to ensure every human life has the ability to laugh, to love, and to feel love from the moment they enter this life until their very last breath. Because we as Illinoisans believe without their life, Illinois, our home, just isn't the same.